Online mobile ಬರೀ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕು ನೀರು ಬರೀ ಕನ್ನಡ. So we are very much the auspicious occasion. And Prabhu is very famous for his teaching. Basically, Prabhu is also a lecturer, and lot more about is there about faith. And
ఇది చేయండి మీరు అది ఐడి కాపీ చేసుకొని
and he also the kind
అది
Madana Mohi Madhuri, we also welcome you. But choose. We also welcome also the So, as I requested, this is a course, in a certificate course. It is Prabhu was mentioning it. It is not a Sunday feast. Everybody should attentively hear and make the notes, and there will be also an assessment. Then you need to clear all these assessments. Then only certificate will be awarded by ISKCON, not by any individual. Okay. So if you have any phone calls, kindly keep in the mute. And if you have any emergency, only you can go and talk, but don't disturb that. Okay, go to
Sure.
20 minutes లో వచ్చేసి
Yeah.
కనెక్ట్ అవ్వట్లేదు. చేసేస్తుంది.
మాతాజీ వాయిస్ రావట్లేదు. మాతాజీ వాయిస్ రావట్లేదు.
Mataji asked us to wait for few minutes, Mataji.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We welcome you all to this Vaishnava Sadachar course. And as Prabhu said, we are going to be in like a classroom where you can be the notepads
taking down notes, but there is that proceed. You forgot? Gain should read them in the form. Sergeant? So, so this course is a very important course in the sense it teaches you many practical aspects of devotional life and karma. So I can speak now, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Translation is being.
So should I stop in between?
I will check, Prabhu. I think parallelly, I think it will go. Okay.
Fine.
Yes.
So we are having the course titled as Vaisnava Sadachar. So what is the meaning of Sadachar? It has got two words, he said. Sad plus Achar. Sad means what? Ideal, very good. That is what is Sad. Achar means conduct or behavior. So Sadachar means very good behavior, ideal behavior. But how do we know how to behave in a particular situation? Isn't it? We don't behave the same way in all the circumstances. Is that correct? Yes. If, for instance, if you are working in a bank as a manager, you would be behaving in a particular way. Right? You'll be very formal. And when you come home to your family, say to your wife or kids, you will be behaving in a different way. It will be very informal. With your neighbors, you will be behaving in a particular way. So can you be behaving in the same way as you behave at home, at your office? No. Similarly, you cannot behave in the same way at home like as you are behaving in the office. So different places require different behaviors because your identity changes. At the office, you are a bank manager. At the house, you are a husband or wife. So your identity changes. So your behavior will also change. So if we need to have Sadachar, we need to have the right identity. We should know who are we. Then only our Achar will also become Sadachar and the proper Achar. See, Shankaracharya, heard about Shankaracharya? It's a prominent Acharya. He brought in the philosophy of Advaita. He's from my place, you know, from where I'm here. So he's our Acharya. So when he was 8 years old, he decided that I have to take the Guru, I have to approach the bona fide Guru. So he was staying in Kalani. There is a place in Kerala. From there, he walked all the way to Madhya Pradesh, in the banks of Narmada, where his Guru was staying. His Guru's name is Govinda Bhagavad. Govinda Bhagavad. So there he went, and then the Guru is surprised because small boy, hardly 8 years old, he asked from where you are coming. He said, I am coming from all the way from Kerala, traveled into Bangladesh. At time, no GPS, nothing. His voice simply went like that through forest path. He was very surprised. And then, as soon as the Guru saw Shankaracharya, he asked him one question. Kastvam. That's what he asked. Kastvam. Kastvam means what? His answer it means, who are you? Normally, if someone asks you a question first from who are you, you will come up with your name, or you'll say I'm coming from Bangalore, or you'll talk about your designation office. But this boy said, Na bhumir, na todam. There was answer again. Na bhumir, na todam. I'm not the element bhumi. Toyam means what? Water. Patram pushpam. I am not water. Na tejo, na vayu. Teja means what? I am not fire. Na vayu. I am not the air. So why are you giving this answer? I am not earth. I am not fire. I am not water. I am not air. Why?
Not the body and the soul.
That means I am not Panchapita. I am a soul. So he said, Tadeko Vasishta. Tadeko Vasishta Shiva Keva Loham. That's what he said. Tadeko Vasishta Shiva Keva Loham. Shiva means I am the auspicious spirit. Keva Loham. Keva Loham means I am only that. Shiva Keva. What a wonderful answer. From an 8-year-old boy. Immediately the Guru accepted him as his disciple. No IDC test. No Diksha questionnaire. Nothing. Just one simple answer qualified him to become a disciple. So why the Guru did not test him? Why?
Because he has done the right answers.
Because he is very sure about his identity. I am a now. Shiva came. So that qualified. So it is very important that if you have to learn Vaisnava Sadachar, we should also know who exactly are. What is our identity? In Ramayana, there were two individuals. Both of them had a dharma jnana. Both of them knew what is dharma, what is adharma. But one person flourished and another person perished. You know who are they? In Ramayana, there were two individuals. Both of them were dharma jnanas. Dharma jnanis means what? They know what is dharma, what is adharma, everything they know. They are experts. But one of them flourished, and another person perished. Okay. Ravana perished, and Vibhishana flourished. Why Ravana perished?
Because against the Supreme Lord.
Because he identified himself as the enjoyer. I am this body. I am the enjoyer of this body. Even Mahalakshmi is for my enjoyment. Even Sita Devi is for my enjoyment. But Vibhishana rightly understood his identity. What he understood? I am not this body. I am part and parcel of Lord Rama. And that is why we flourished. So it is very important to understand our identity. Otherwise, we will not be able to have good sadachar. So, in Ramayana, Valmiki is saying, when Vibhishana left the company of Rama, left his kingdom, riches, position, and everything, and he flew up into the sky to go and surrender to Lord Rama. He has left everything. At that particular point of time, Valmiki is addressing Vibhishana as Gada Shrima. Gada means he went, left. Who is he? He is Shriman. Shriman means what? When someone gives you an invitation letter, they usually write Shrima, Srimati. Why do they write that? Why Shrima denotes respect? One of the names of Lord Vishnu is Sripati. Another name of Lord Vishnu is Srinivasa. So Shri means Lakshmi or Aishwarya. Sriman means possessor of Aishwarya or opulence. But look at the time when Valmiki is addressing Vibhishana as Sriman. He did not address him as Sriman when he was in Lanka, in his palace, with all his brothers, good company, wife, children. That time he never addressed him as Sriman. But when he left everything, he became a vagabond. He doesn't even know whether Lord Rama will give him Sharanam. At that time, Valmiki is saying, Gada Sriman. Isn't it a wrong time to address him as Sriman? He left everything. He doesn't know where he will eat. He's next to me. He doesn't have a place to sleep. That time, Valmiki is saying Sriman. Why?
He took shelter of Ram.
Yeah.
And he gave up all his material.
Yes. So that means real Aishwarya, real opulences taking the shelter of Sripati. That is real opulence. That is why Valmiki is saying that Sriman. So, similarly, we also need to understand our identity. How many identities do we have? How many masks do you wear in a day? In the bedroom, so many masks. In front of, that is one mask. With the neighbors, another mask. With the relatives, when a relative comes, the next day he's leaving. Why is not so early? You could have stayed for one more night. Is that a mask or not?
Yes, probably.
When this will get me? None of this. So like this, we have so many masks. So similarly, do we have one identity or do we have two identities or three identities?
Many identities.
We actually have many identities. That is why in psychology that state is called the multiple personality syndrome. Anyan. In Tamil they say Anyan. Very well slowly. Suddenly you change your garment. If you ask your husband, you will correct on the game. So become at home. In front of you only. So we also have, actually speaking, two identities. First identity is Jivera Swarupahana Krishnera Nityadas. That is the first and foremost identity. I am the eternal part and parcel of Krishna. Isn't that your identity or not?
Yes.
Yes, that is your identity. But that identity is for you when you are with the Lord. But when you are with the devotees, when you are with the Vaishnavas, because we are talking about Vaishnava, Sadachar, we need to have another identity. That identity is what? Dasa. That identity is very important. Gopi, Patakamala, Yo, Sisa. So when you interact with the Vaishnavas, that is your identity. And the servant of the Sattva. But when you are with the Lord, what is your identity? So the second identity is very important for Vaishnava Sattva. Even with the first identity, sometimes we can be little proud.
Yes.
I am the part and parcel of Krishna. Even that can cause pride. So that is why Acharya say when you are amongst the company of Vaishnavas, always remember you are Dasa Dasa. That's why in ISKCON we don't say leaders, we say servants. Servant leadership. So this identity should be imbibed by each one of us. Then only we can actually practice Vaishnava Sadachar. Otherwise, Vaishnava Sadachar will not be. Now, whenever you are talking about Sadachar, you need to also talk about yamas and niyamas. Without yamas and niyamas, there is no Sadachar. Like when we were children, no? We were advised by our parents, no? When elders come, you should stand up and respect them. You should not shout in front of them. So two rules. Almost all of us have heard this from our parents. When elders come, you stand up and respect them. So that is a do. Don't shout in front of them. That is a don't. So there are a set of do's and there are a set of don'ts. So the do's are known as niyama and the don'ts are known as yama. So both of these constitute yama niyama. So for sadachar also you should know what are the yamas and what are the niyamas. Normally, people don't want to follow rules and regulations. They think you are taking away our freedom. I want to be a free bird. But real freedom comes through following spiritual rules and regulations. Like when we are driving on the road, it is for our welfare that the government has come up with certain rules and regulations. Keep left. When there is a red light, stop. When there is a zebra crossing, slow down. There are so many rules and regulations. So maybe when we follow all these rules and regulations, our speed may get reduced. We may take more time to cover the distance. But at the end of the day, we reach our destination safely. So for spiritual life also, yama and niyama are good for us. Don't think that it is a burden. There are so many yama niyamas, but out of that, 4 don'ts are most important. So we said niyama means rules, yama means don'ts. So out of so many yama niyamas, 4 don'ts or 4 yamas are very important. What are they?
4 regulative principles.
Yes, exactly. 4 regulative principles. What is the first principle?
No meeting.
No meeting. Second,
No gambling.
no gambling.
No intoxication.
No intoxication.
No insensitivity.
No illness. Now, when you do gambling, what virtue is lost?
Gambling.
When you eat meat, mercy. When you have illicit relationships, and when you intoxicate, so these 4 regulative principles or these 4 don'ts are the most important don'ts. And which is the most important to do? Most important to
Always remember.
Smartavya Sakatam Vishnu Vismartavyo Nachakachit. That means always remember Krishna, never forget. This is considered as the queen of all rules and regulations. If you follow all of the rules and regulations nicely, but if you forget to follow this rule, is there any use? No. Really? So this is the most important thing. Always remember Krishna. So even when we practice Sadachar, we should practice in such a way that we remember that is the topmost Sadachar. Sadachar can be practiced at different levels. Sadachar can be practiced for the sake of practicing, by force. Sometimes children do that. When we say, don't shout, then they want to shout. But then they are forcefully quieted. So that is out of force. So Sadachar also can be followed out of force. That is the lowest level. Next level is Sadachar is followed for the sake of duty. As a Vaishnava, it is my duty to follow Sadachar. So I will follow. So that is the next level. And a higher level, or the highest level is by following Sadachar, I follow the most important rule, that is always remember Krishna. That is the level where we perfect Sadachar. That is the epitome of Sadachar. Now we are also following Sadachar, but we are in which level? Force or duty? Duty. Mostly it is duty. That is why we don't most of the time follow Sadachar when we are alone or at home. We follow Sadachar when we are in the company of devotees at the temple. That time we are the best Vaishnavas. But at home, they are another. And then another thing that I've noticed is we consider everyone as Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis except our wife and husband. Somehow that never gets inside our head. My wife, except tone they have. At least my wife has some tone, but my Prabhu, but you no tone. So, Sadachar, when it is followed out of duty, is not perfect. So we have to come to the next thing. We follow it. We can remember Krishna always. But the only way to start with, at least we follow it as a Sadachar. Now, Vaishnava Sadachar, it has got many facets. And as you said, if we have to have Vaishnava Sadachar spontaneously rising in our heart, we should imbibe Vaishnava qualities. And our Acharyas come up with 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. In which scripture all these 26 qualities are enumerated? Do you know? Bhagavad Gita, 26 qualities. Ocean, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is coming up with this in Madhya Gita, especially in chapter 22. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is coming up with how many qualities? 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. Actually, this Vaishnava Sadachar curriculum has got these 26 qualities of a Vaishnava also. But it is a very vast topic. So maybe we will do it as a separate course. Okay. So now for the time being, understand that if Sadachar has to be spontaneous, then you should develop the 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. Now, how will you develop the 26 qualities? How is it available in qualities buy one, get one free? No. So how will we get those 26 qualities? Learn from somebody. Srila Prabhupada said, by practicing devotional service, you will naturally, in due course of time, develop the 26 qualities. That is the only way. By practicing devotional service, by becoming a devotee of the Lord. So the first step in becoming a devotee of the Lord is what? How do we become a devotee of the Lord? Vaishnava Satsanga. That is the first step. Your journey towards becoming a devotee starts with the association, satsanga. Isn't it? So in satsanga, you learn to chant, you learn to do seva, you learn to do shravanam, you learn to follow niyamas. Everything else comes from association. So it is very, very important to stay in Vaishnava association. And it is sometimes very, very difficult also to stay in Vaishnava association. It is very easy to stay with lot of Srila Prabhupada's books. All of them, there are a lot of books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. It is easy. It is very easy to stay with lot of deities around us. It is very easy to stay in the midst of Gomata. But it is very difficult to stay with the Vaishnavas. Why? Because every one of us are different. Isn't it? In MBA, they say MBA is nothing but management of 3 M's. What are the 3 M's? If you know to manage the 3 M's, your MBA is.
Money, marriage, money, marriage, and money, marriage, money,
Man,
money,
machine,
okay.
money.
Okay.
Man, machine, money. If you know how to manage these three entities, your MBA is done. Managing machine is very easy. Why? Because they always behave the same way. They don't behave one day different. You are coming in a nice car. Who was driving us? The car always behaves the same way, not tomorrow also. Only you may behave in a different way. Only you may kick the car. The car never kicks you. Car is always that way. Behaves. So managing machine is this. Managing money is little difficult, but even that is easy. The most difficult aspect is managing manage. If you ask men, they will say women is most unmanaged. Managing women and predicting London weather is same. In London, you don't know when it will rain, when it will snow, when it will snow, nothing there. London is the most unpredictable weather in the whole world, that's what they say. So, why it is difficult to stay in the association of Vaishnavas? Because different people have different mindsets. But then, that is one austerity you have to take. You may many times feel like, let me leave the association. This Prabhu is too strict. He is saying, exactly come at 6 o'clock, 5 minutes I come late, he is shouting at me. Unknowingly, the phone rings, he is shouting at me. What is this, a jail or what? You may feel sometimes. But then, it is better to adjust to Vaishnavas rather than to adjust the non-devotees in the outside world. Adjusting with the Vaishnavas is difficult, but adjusting with non-devotees is impossible. You will know, especially when you interact with the people outside. It's so suffocating. We feel that when we travel in the train, we say to Vrindavan one or 2 days, it's so suffocating to stay with people, you know. People are doing all kinds of nonsense around. They are eating meat, they are watching movies, that will they keep in high volume. They will talk all nonsense, in loud voice, they will laugh. They will not sleep at 9 or 10, 10, 12 o'clock, they do partying inside the compartment. You know? So we feel so much suffocation. At that time, we feel some Vaishnavas were around, how nice it would be. But when we come to the temple again, these Vaishnavas are not around, how nice it would be. So, mind will play so many tricks. Whatever difficulties you experience within the association, never leave the association. Because this Vaishnava Sangha is like a ship. You are trying to cross an ocean using the ship. Maybe in the ship you don't get proper food, maybe your bunker is not so soft, maybe you are tossed up and down in every wave, but then never jump out of the ship. Whatever happens, stay inside the ship. You fight with the captain, steward, everybody, no problem. But don't jump out of the ship and also don't throw the pilot out of the ship. That is also. I will not jump, I throw the pilot out. The captain of the ship. Don't do that. See that? So, it is not easy. But we have to. That is one austerity we have to take up. And whatever comes, I will not leave the association. I will always sincerely follow what Prabhuji and Mataji says. Ultimately, they are our real friends. Even our close relatives. See, just remember one thing. Maybe it's an unpleasant. When we are lying on your deathbed, who will come and do the most beneficial thing to you? Your closest relatives or friends, or the devotees with whom you are fighting every day. Devotees. You may not like them. You would have been fighting with them. But they will come and chant Harinam in your ears. They will give Ganga Jal to you. They will spring Vrindavan dust on your head. They are going to do the ultimate beneficial thing for you. So always remember. So whenever you feel like leaving the association, whenever you feel little inimical towards your fellow Vaishnavas or Vaishnavis, remember that last day when you will be surrounded by Vaishnavas. All your near and dear ones, they only simply cry. That it will not help you in any way. It is also mentioned that if the relatives around always cry, as a punishment, you will be fed all the tears to drink when you go there. All the tears that they shed. If only tears at least we can drink. Something will come out of the face. Only good. Just think liters of that liquid is given to us. I'm not telling you a joke. It's mentioned in the scriptures. So why we should be punished if all our near and dear ones are crying? What did we do? We never asked them to cry. They only are crying. Why are punishing? What is the logic? Why we should be punished for their crying? Because we didn't make them listen. Because we did not preach to them and make them devotees. They should not be crying. They should be chanting. Instead, they are crying. It is not helping them or helping you. So you are at fault. What were you doing all these 75 years when you are living in this Bangalore city? You did not have time to preach to them. Even if you did not preach, you did not have time to associate with the devotees so that they would have come during your last days. So remember this. Whenever you feel like fighting with the Vaishnava or Vaishnavi, always remember that last day. They only will. They only will send me back to God. So how can you be inimical to such a person? So Sadachar means it comes out spontaneously from us. And Srila Prabhupada is saying, when you become a devotee, by the association of other devotees, you get 4 benefits. It's called the 4 P's. P for parent. 4 P's. The first P, or the first benefit that you get is purity. You become pure. Till you come to the association of devotees, your purity was only external or internal? External. That's what we don't know. At least we take it for granted that we were externally pure, even when we were non-devotees. But only when you came in the association of devotees, you learned what is internal purity. Till that time, we even never cared for that internal purity. For devotees totally, it's not only important to be externally pure, it's also very, very important to be internally pure. That's why when we do Archana, what mantra do we chant? Archya means external cleanliness. Abhyandara means internal. That is very important. More important even than external purity. If you go to some dhams, you can see some Babajis, Paramahamsas. Externally, they may look very dirty. The fact that or if you go to Kumbhalora, you will see many such people. But internally, they are very pure. Isn't it? You know, during the yaga, Daksha was scolding Shiva like this. You're such a dirty person. You smear Chudala Basma all over your body. That is one drawback that Daksha told. Chudala Basma means what? Ashes from nature shop. Scented ashes. That is called Chudala Basma. Chudala means the bodies are burned. What remains is ashes. That ashes you smear all over your body. You wear a garland of skulls. So Daksha was saying you are externally very impure. But he did not realize that he is Shiva. Shiva means he is auspicious. Shiva means auspiciousness. That's why later Sati said, even though externally you are inviting so much of auspiciousness, since you are not ready to give Havir Bhagam to my husband Shiva, the whole concept is inauspicious. I want to leave my home. You are not, this is Ashiva. This is not Shiva. This is Ashiva. Totally inauspicious. So devotees teach you external as well as internal. So that is the first benefit in the account. The second benefit is peace. Not a green peace that you use for biryani. It is peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Many of the Vedic mantras, they end with this line. Why we always chant Sham, Sham, because that is one thing most of us don't. Isn't it? Externally, we smile as like because of advertisement. All 32 things. But internally, no, please. When you sleep, you cannot sleep. You need sleeping pills, you need sleeping, you're sick. So many things you have to stop to sleep. Why? Because your mind is not peaceful. If you are really peaceful, as soon as you go to bed, within 5 minutes, you should sleep. If you don't sleep within 5 minutes, you are not peaceful. So now raise your hand, someone here to peace. A few minutes or correct. Even when we are comes in the car, it hurt us no. It's very simple, useful. But one thing for 1 or 2 years, we are also dying out. Peace. So why is Vedas chant peace 3 times? Adi Gaudika, Kleshas. All these Trivida Kleshas take away our peace. So all these things should be Shanti. Shanti. And only we can be peace. So that is the second benefit. And third benefit is protection. That is the third P. Protection. Protection means, it's a very common word. So when you come to Krishna consciousness, what kind of protection do you get? Correct. We are protected from the clutches of power. But then that is like a bulletproof vest. Only when you put it, you are protected. In case you forgot to wear it and went into war, No protection. Isn't it? Sorry, I forgot at home. I also did not resign me. No time to consult. So, don't take it for granted that if you simply come to ISKCON, you are protected. You need to wear that kavach. That is when in Bhagavatam there is one kavach. Bhagavatam teaches us one kavach. What is the name of the kavach?
That's it.
Narayana kavach. This Narasimha kavacham, but Bhagavatam especially, Narayana kavacham is taught. Who teaches this? It is taught to Indra. By whom? Vishwarupa. You know Vishwarupa? When Brihaspati went off from Devaloka, Brahma said, you need to have a guru. So what they did, they went and called Vishwarupa. He had 3 heads. But then when he was doing yajna, he was giving little Havir Bhagam to the Asuras also. And Indra heard this and he chopped up his 3 heads. So before that, Vishwarupa taught Indra Narayana Kavacham. So anyway, Kavacham means armor, protection. So you will be protected in ISKCON only if you follow the 4 rules and regulations. That is why if you remember, if you have learned in IDs, there's a quotation from Srila Prabhupada where he says, if you don't follow 4 relative principles, don't expect any protection from it. That is not your setup. You have to follow the 4 relative principles and the chant arranged. Then only you will be protected. So what kind of protection? Protection from the clutches of fire. So this is the 3rd P. And what is the 4th P? Perfection. Perfection. You will attain perfection if you continue to serve in ISKCON, in the association of devotees. So what do you mean by this perfection? What is this perfection?
Go back to body.
Yes. The perfection of human life is to go back home, back to God. That is also achieved when you stay in ISKCON. So always remember this. Never leave the association of devotees. If you leave the association of devotees, you will lose 4 priceless things. What are they? Always remember these 4 things. Okay. Now, we say we started off with the purity. So, external purity, internal purity. So let's start with the external purity. As soon as we get up, we are in a particular guna. Which guna are we in when we get up in life? If you want to know which guna you are in, you go and stand in front of the mirror. You will only be seeing. That is the guna. So never stand in front of the mirror first thing in the morning. After some makeup, so very clearly you know by looking at the image you are something is coming without you remember no makeup is so you are in tamoguna. So the first thing you have to do as soon as you get up is to come out of tamoguna. What we should do? We should drink a hot cup of tea.
What? No, take bath. What?
Take bath. Even before that. Even before taking bath, what you should do?
Chant Harinam.
You should chant Harinam. The scriptures say that as soon as you get up, you should come up, you should recite Mangala Vachaka, like newspaper, tea, pocket. What is the Mangala Vachaka? Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari. Like that 7 times. This is recommended by a very pure devotee by the name Andal. You heard about Andal? Who's Andal? She's one among the 12 authors. She only wrote the Greek poet. Margari Masam, celebrated because of it. So she's saying in Greek poetry, Hari Hari, like that you should chant. So why is she specifically saying you should chant Hari Hari? Why that Hari now?
No, like when we sleep, it's kind of death. Yeah, but he removes some inauspiciousness.
What is the meaning of the word Hari? Hari means destroys. Destroys, right? See, why we should chant Hari now? There is a logic. See, when you get up in the morning, you are also opening a baggage. What is the baggage that you open? Prarabdha karma. Every day you are given a packet. One day, one packet. A packet of prarabdha karma. The prarabdha karma will have two ingredients. Papa phala and punya. So, all untoward things happen to you on that day because the papa phala will start reacting. Because you have a quota. You have a complete quota for your entire lifetime. Suppose you are living for 80 years, the prarabdha karma is divided across these 80 years. So every day you wake up with a packet. So what Anand is saying, you destroy that packet as soon as you get. By chanting Hari.
Same day.
So that day no karma. You are protected. Because you already destroyed. First thing in the morning, you destroy. Don't wait till you take power. Because in the bathroom, you can slip and fall down. In bathroom, the karma will act. So don't even wait to go to the bathroom. Mama, I will chant after taking bath. Acharam. Acharam means when fall down. What you do with all the acharam? Then for 7 days without taking bath, 20,000. All that acharam goes. As soon as you get it. Hari Hari. You should chant Hari Hari in such a nice way that your Prabhuji who came and slept at 12 o'clock, he should also. Over there, he came after night duty and just slept. He should also. Like that, he should nicely chant Hari Hari. How many times?
Why 7 times is there any?
Because they say 7 days now. So even if you forget to chant for the next 6 days, it is a step. So 1 week you are protected. So 1 week protection package. So you got up. So we are discussing what
External
Vaisnava Sadachar, external purity, internal purity. So by chanting Hari Hari, we get protection. And then before, as soon as you step onto the ground, normally you sleep on a coat, right? Then what you should do?
You should surround and Uma Devi should
You should pay namaskaram to Uma. There is a mantra. Samudra vasane vihi parvadastana mandale Vishnupatni namaskaram padasparsham kshamaswame. So we are seeking forgiveness from whom? Vishnupatni. Who is Vishnupatni? Vishnu has got 3 patnis. Bhudevi. But we are seeking forgiveness from Bhudevi. Why?
We are stepping on
It is also a wonderful way to remember Taya. You know who is Taya? In Tamil Nadu, they always call her as Taya. Ranganayaki Taya. You know who is Ranganayaki? Wife of Shivayana. She is known as Ranganayaki Taya. In Tamil Nadu, in all these degradations, you know, she has got wonderful names. Kamalavalli Taya. So beautiful names. Saundarya Nayaki Taya. Chinchu Lakshmi Taya. Where is Chinchu Lakshmi? Beautiful names. Do you visit all these degradations? You should visit beautiful temples. Actually, in Gadadhar circle, we are having a target of finishing all the 106. We already did how many? Last week we went for a yatra. 43. We completed 40. It's a Kerala yatra. So anyway, I said before you get up, you have to first pray your obeisances to God. Then you go to the washroom. Do you brush your teeth?
Yes.
Daily?
Yes.
So you brush your teeth and then you take bath. While taking bath, you can chant one nama. What nama? Ganga, Ganga. You remember? Why you are remembering Ganga Devi? Because she is the father Abhisheka Tirtham of Lord Vishnu. To be very specific, which avatar of Vishnu? Some 1 month back, 1 month or last week, we went to a place in Tamil Nadu with a group of devotees. That place is called the Nupura Ganga. Have you visited? No? It's a nice place. It is there, the father Tirtham of Lord Vamanadeva is coming. And it is called the Nupura Ganga because the Abhisheka Tirtham is touching the Nupuram of the Lord. What is Nupuram? Nupura is one ornament which ladies wear on their anklet. It's called anklet. No? In the Ramayana, there's a wonderful shloka. Naham janam kendure, naham janam kundali, nupure tu abhijanam, nityam padadi vandana. Beautiful shloka. That's from where I understood what is Nupura. Naham janami kendure, naham janami kundali, nupure tu abhijanam, nityam padadi vandana. This shloka is recited by Lakshmana. You know in what context? Rama and Lakshmana are in search of Sita Maya. And then they met this Sugriva and some Vanaras. So they asked Sugriva, did you see someone taking Sita Maya? Then Sugriva said, yes, we saw one beautiful, Tejasvi lady being kidnapped. We don't know who is she. But when she was flying in that Pushpaka Vimana, she threw some ornaments towards us that collected the ornaments. See if you can identify it belongs to Sita Maya. So it was brought in front of Lord Rama. But Lord Rama said, I cannot identify. It is his own wife's ornaments. He said, I cannot identify. What is because so much of tears started coming out of his eyes by hearing the name of Sita. He said, I cannot identify. Lakshmana, you see. And then one ornament Lakshmana is saying. Keyura. Keyura means in Tamil they say Tol Valai. In older times.
Like amulet.
Like amulet. Tol Valai. That is Keyura. Naham Janami Keyura. This Tol Valai. Naham Janami Kundali. Nupure. This is my Sita mates. This is Sita. Then everyone is surprised. How come here? You are with Sita Maya for so many years. But you are saying, I don't know whether this is her Kundala. I don't know whether this is her Tolvala. But I know this is her Nupura. How come?
Because he said only the Lord's
Yes.
only Queen.
All these years, you never looked at Sita Maya's face. His gaze never travels above her purpose. Can you imagine such people? So much of purity. And then the question is, then how come you know the Nupura only? Then he is giving the answer. Nityam Padabhi Vandana. Because just like we said, every day you should pay obeisance to Bhuma Devi. There, Bhuma Devi is right in front of him. So he doesn't have to go and find Bhuma Devi. Devi in front of her, front of him. So every day, first thing in the morning, what he will do? He will pay his pranams to Sita Mayya's lotus feet. So paying pranams to Sita Mayya and the Bhumi Devi is all important. So anyway, we have to chant Ganga, Ganga, because it is Pada Tirtham of the. After you take bath, you come and then, as Vaishnavas, you are supposed to apply tilak in your body. And another rule that is mentioned when you take bath is the scriptures is forbidding us to take bath naked. Even if you are taking bath in your own body, you are not supposed to take a shower naked. You are supposed to have something around your waist, some simple gamcha. It is very much true when you take bath in tirthas. Someone got a curse because he took bath naked. Who? Because they are taking bath naked. When you do that, it is like an offense to that devata. Every Jalashya will have an Adhisthana devata. So especially when you chant Ganga Ganga, then what is happening? Ganga Maya's presence is there. So you cannot take bath in Ganga. So that same rule you follow. That is one reason. Another reason is the scriptures say, don't look at your own unity. Your mind is a monkey. It can pull you down. You know, you will become very body conscious and you will have unwanted desires. So, for that also, you are always supposed to have something in here. So, after taking bath, you should apply tilak in how many parts? Okay. Now, this is a very vast subject. What is how much time we can go?
It's not like 7 we have done 1 hour.
Yeah. You can tell me.
Another 1 hour.
Yes,
It's okay? Another 1 hour means prasadam is after 9 o'clock. Is that okay?
Some people are going far away.
Some people are going far away. So, maybe another 15 minutes. 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Or 15. Will there be any questions in the session?
Maybe Krishna sir can take it tomorrow.
Tomorrow also?
Yeah.
Okay. So 30 till 8:30 we can go? Yes. Fine?
Yes.
Yeah.
They only do.
Because we have to make sure we are paying. Otherwise tomorrow you will not come.
Tomorrow, full day, today.
More than Elanka, we are only
Okay. So, we'll discuss that Tilaka Dharana. Important is Tilaka Dharana. Why these 12 places are identified or put there? Why?
Generally, we decorate our body with all jewels and all. Actually, this body is a temple, so we have to decorate by applying.
Yes. So, Tilaka Dharana is a form of decorating this temple. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is not saying Sharira, he is saying Kshetra. He's calling this body as Kshetra. Kshetra means temple. Temple. In Malayalam, they call it Kshetra. Environment Kshetra to on So, Kshetra means temple. Why this body is called as a temple? So we are decorating this. Now, specifically, they are saying 12 parts, right? Lord resides in our heart. But this thought cannot be strength away. But why those 12 parts? Again, you have to go to Kerala to learn this. In Kerala, there is a self-defense system called Kalari.
Coloring.
Kalari fight, you know? Yeah.
No, I don't.
That's correct. He was already this way. She was also here. So, Kalari is something like karate, kung fu. In Kalari, they teach you so many steps how to block, forward block, backward block, this, that, everything they teach you. Finally, when you become an expert, they will teach another very esoteric subject. It is known as Marma Kala. Marma Kala. Marma Kala means once you become an expert in hitting, defending, punching and all, they will say, now you don't have to do any of these things. Now you have already practiced those with your family members. Now you don't do. Now you just press. Don't waste all your energy. Like punching, kicking. Press. Where we should press? Marma. Vital points. Our body has got some very vital points. If you apply pressure, you can make that person dumb. You can paralyze his one hand. You can even kill that person. That is called the marma. So, like that, these 12 parts are very important. And these parts can absorb spiritual energy. That is why the acharyas have identified these parts. So how the spiritual energy is getting absorbed? Two ways. One way is you are applying a very holy substance in these parts. What is that holy substance? Tilaka. What is this tilaka? It is Gopi Chandra. What is this Gopi Chandra? Father Dulika as well as Angaraga of Gopi. All those things with the Father Dulika make the Gopi Chandra. So it's a very, 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 very pure substance. So it is inbuilt with a lot of spiritual energy. So that spiritual energy is another way of spiritual energy getting transmitted into your body is how the Dwadasha mantras. You don't simply apply the like, you chant mantras, isn't it? So when you chant mantras by keeping finger at that particular vital point, through your body, that mantra's vibration is also getting. There is a lot of science behind this. Most of the times we think, we don't even care what mantra we are chanting, why we are chanting. So when next time when you apply tilak, remember these two things. You are applying the most holy substance on your body, the Angaraga and Father Buddha. These plus you are chanting powerful mantras. And these mantras are specially selected. They are known as Dwadash mantras. Just like we have Dwadashaditya Tila in one place. Do you remember where it's like? Dwadashaditya Tila. In Vrindavan, in Madan Mohan temple. How many of you visited Madan Mohan temple? You visited, no? You remember where is Dwadashaditya Tila? See, there is one backside entrance, no? You climb all the stairs and then you enter the temple. On your left side, there is an elevated platform. There is a small temple-like altar-like structure. That particular point is known as Dwadasha Aditya Tila. Why? Dwadasha Aditya. That means what? Dwadasha means what? Aditya means 12 Adityas. That is the place where all the 12 Adityas came together to give warmth to Krishna. Because Krishna was feeling very cold. Why Krishna was feeling very cold? He took bath. He took a very long bath, not a simple bath. Why he took a very long bath? We spent a lot of time inside the cold water. Because of that, he was feeling cold. So all the 12 sons came together and gave him. So that exact point is there in Nityananda. He has this called the Dvadasha Aditya. Tila means small tilak. Tilak. So next time we should definitely go and sit there, meditate on this fasting, Kaliyamathan. So this Dvadasha Namas are very powerful. So we get spiritual energy through Gopi Chandana as well as the Dvadasha Namam. Also, Tilaka Dharanam is a protection. Protection from whom? From Yama and Yas. Yama has given clear-cut instruction to Yamadutas after Ajamila episode. After the Ajamila episode, Yamaduta added some rules and regulations into his manual. What are the rules and regulations? Don't ever go near a person who is wearing a Don't ever go near a person who is wearing a tulsi kandimala. Don't even go to a house which has tulsi kandimala. Don't ever enter a house where the members chant Harinam. All these rules were added thanks to Ajami. So it gives us protection. And what exactly is this tilak? If you go to the outside world, they will ask, which scale do you use to draw this from? So perfect. Which scale? Tilak is not two parallel lines which will meet at the tip of the nose. They are actually the representation of the lotus feet of the Lord. What is this? As soon as you establish the lotus feet, you should immediately put. So, when you put tilakama, you are actually installing the lotus feet of the Lord. The same service that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did in many temples in India. Do you know that? Do you know that? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Tulsi. Spiritual Master of Kosala. A wonderful seva he did. What he did was, he studied the pilgrimage spots of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Wherever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited, in all those places, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur installed the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. But he was not completely done because many of the temples are still left. And luckily, we have installed Mahaprabhu's lotus feet in our temple in Kerala. Which temple? So, my Guru Maharaj is so much Chaitanya Maharaj. He came and inaugurated it for us. So, it is a wonderful seva. You are installing the lotus feet of the Lord, not in one place, in 12 places. So, the scriptures say that when you put tilaka and install the lotus feet, it is like constructing a Vishnu temple. So, every time you put 12 tilakas in 12 parts, you are installing 12 Vishnu temples. So, how easy? Simply sitting inside it, you are installing temples.
Minimum, no cost.
No cost. Simply free. So, why I am telling you all these things is you should remember when you do all this Telagada, how important it is, how potent it is, not really important. Do with the utmost reverence. You are installing the lotus. Bhavagrahi, your bhava is very important. So, when you do tilaka dharana, you are accumulating a lot of pious credit of installing temples. And also, tilaka dharana is paropakara. What is paropakara?
When others see you, others.
Vyasadeva is saying, Idam Shariram Paropakara. This whole body is given to us for doing Paropakara. So what Paropakara we do? We dump all our garbage in the neighbor's compound. Like it's a Paropakara. But when you wear a tilak, you immediately do Paropakara when you go out onto the streets. Whoever sees you with the tilak on your forehead, many of their sins are destroyed. And not only that, many a times you make them chant Harinam. Hare Krishna. By seeing the tilak, they say Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotee. Right? So you also make them chant without any effort. So Tilaka Dharana has got many benefits. And also, when you are putting tilak, you are meditating on the important fact that my body is a temple. My body is a temple. So I should keep this temple very pure, both internally as well as externally. So that remembrance should come when you wear tilak. And also, you are doing the seva when you wear tilak. How you are doing a seva? Two sevas you are doing. One is you are decorating a temple. So decorating a temple is it a seva or not? Yes, it's a seva. In Kerala, they have a wonderful opportunity for the public to do Kshetra Seva. You know what they do? They have something called a Lakshadvipa. Most of the Kerala temples we have seen, at the outside precincts of the temple building, they have lot of lamps, metal lamps. So on special festival days, the public are given an opportunity to light different cycles. It is. 2 weeks back, we went to one temple called which temple? Parthasarathi. Haranmula Parthasarathi temple. Luckily, that was Utsavam when we went. So the whole temple was lit with Laksha Deepa. Laksha means 1 lakh Deepas. We all got opportunities to light the lamps. Wonderful seva. So, when you do Tilakadari, you are doing a seva by decorating the temple. Kshetra seva. Many devotees, last time when we went to another temple, we once went to Nelkota temple, and all the devotees took up a Kshetra seva by cleaning the Kalyani Tirtha. You know which is the Kalyani Tirtha? Nelkota, Chalanarayana Swami, the Tirtha is known as Kalyani. So all the devotees, they picked up all garbage, soap, shampoo, everything was returned. So they did a wonderful set. So that is Kshetra set. So every day when we put tilaka, we are doing a Kshetra set. And Krishna is also pleased because you are chanting this holy name. Om Kesharaya Namaha. Om Narayana Namaha. Om Harivaya Namaha. Om Gurvida Namaha. Ishvara Namaha. Om Surya What is the 13th mantra? There are only 12 parts. What is the 13th mantra? It is normally what we do, the leftover tilak is applied on our shikha in the Om Vasudeva.
Even Mataji's
We can also. Vasudeva. So, Krishna will be very pleased. Now Jagannath will be pleased, Gaurita will be pleased because all of you chanted Padasham. Isn't it? As soon as we chant, Krishna is pleased. So it is one wonderful way of pleasing the Lord early in the morning. Another importance of Tilakadharana is you are declaring to the entire world that I am Krishna's property. This body belongs to Krishna. This is not mine. So, realizing this act is very important. If someone realizes this fact, under no circumstance he will commit suicide. Isn't it true?
Yes.
Why do they commit suicide? Because they think that this is my body. I will do whatever I want with this body. It's not your body. You did not manufacture this body. No, my mom only manufactured, all from manufacturing. She nicely ate all 9 months. What else she did? So she will take credit. Someone do it. They look only for 9 months, but they'll add one extra month. 10 months. They are only carrying for 1 month. Simply 1 month they'll extract. Nobody's there to question it. So the body is manufactured by the Lord. Isn't it? It is a property of the Lord. That is why every house should have a name. What should be the name? Lord's name. Lord's name. Because the whole house belongs to the Lord. Krishna Nivas. That means this is a place of residence of Krishna. Gauranga Nivas, Gauranga Dham, Nityananda Dham. What is the name of this place? This house is Madhusudan. Okay. Madhusudan. He is the head. He is the head. He is the family head. So, when you wear tilak, you are declaring to the world that I am Krishna's property. I belong to Krishna. This is not from me. That is why if you have ever sat in any yajnas, they will chant mantras like this. Idam Varunaya Swaha, Idam Namama, Idam Indraya Swaha, Idam Namama, Idam Agneya Swaha, Idam Namama. The first part will keep changing, but the second part is always the same. What is the second part? What is it? Gita. This Havir Bhagam that I am offering, Na Mama.
It's not mine.
So like that, the entire body is also one day offered to the Lord. When? That is why that is known as Antyeshiti Samskara. Every civilized human being should pass through 16 samskaras, Shodasha samskaras, starting with Garbhadana, followed by Pumsavana, Simantonnayana, Jata Karma, Annaprashna, Karna Vedana, so many samskaras. But what is the final samskara? Antyeshiti samskara. That is why in our Vedic system, when a person dies, the first thing that they do, what do they do? They will give bath to that body. Do they follow it here?
Yes.
First thing, they will immediately give bath. Then they will put new clothes. People are saying, even if you are going to burn, why you waste time? Old clothes, new clothes. New Kandimala. So if they are Vaishnavas,
Yes.
New Kandimala. Nicely decorated with tilak, all the 12 body parts. Why you should do all this decoration for a dead body? Why?
Because you're offering
Before you are offering it to Agni. It is an offering. You are not burning the body. You are offering
So
the
everything
body.
should be new.
So everything should be clean, pure. And finally, you sprinkle Gangajan on the body to remove any persisting contamination. Then it is offered to the Agni. So it is not an Abheshki samskara. See, our Sanatana Dharma is so great that even when you have died, you are given an opportunity to do same. No other dharmas will find this. Your last chance is on your last day. Once you die, no chance. But only in Sanatana Dharma, even after you die, you are given a chance to serve. And that is why it is also important to help in the Antyeshti Kriya, especially of Vaishnavas. It's a great punya karma that you know. Krishna will like it. You shouldn't have some death or contamination. So Vaishnava, you are preparing that body as an offering to Agni. Isn't it? So that is why the bhava is very important. Not the external activities. If you want the bhava, you do each and everything. See, it's a simple tilakadharana. How much we are talking about. So like this, every aspect of Krishna consciousness, every aspect of Sadachar has got to do with this.
In front of dead body, they will bang the drums and they dance in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah. In Tamil Nadu they do. See, why they do that is, their concept is, it is a sad day. So what they say is, I have talked to them once, why you do this? So they say, this person came to the world crying. That is correct. If a newborn baby doesn't cry, what will the nurse do? You know? Upside down, like comes she suddenly becomes up. She cried. I only cried, everybody cried, why you are not cry? She will make sure that the baby cries. So he said, anyway, he came crying. At least when he goes, let him smile and say. So for that, all this is the card of the I suppose. That's a logic.
That itself is actually crying from so much of
So that's logic. But actually, the Vaishnavas practice that in the right way. They're very happy. Why? Because one soul appears to moment. So our logic is the correct logic. So anyway, it is very important that in Vaishnava Sadachar, you do everything with the bhava. Otherwise, it will all become king. It will all become dry. So to have the bhava, you should have jnana. Isn't it? Bhava comes through jnana. That is why it is important to sit in Bhakti Sadachar, even though it is
nice way of ending.
Thank you so much for your patience. So I hope you will appear tomorrow. We're seeing some Matalis are making this program is going to come. Right. Because the name of this program, I cannot. 1.5 hours he made us sit.
We just flew from it. Just flew within
Yes. Okay. So since we decided to be have questions tomorrow.
No, we can have.
We can have 5 minutes.
Otherwise, we will.
Otherwise we'll forget it. So we have 5 more minutes if you have any questions.
We are speaking about the Tilak. Is it the same with Sri Vaishnavas also? Because they were Christian,
There was something, there is no, that is mud from the hand till the body. Do they have the same effect what we
Yeah,
get?
because tilak, the material of tilak can be used from different sources. We get it from Gopi Talab in Dwarka. In Dwarka, there is a pond. Have you seen this? Yeah, there is a pond called Gopi Talab. They get it from the bottom bedding of that Gopi Talab. But the scriptures also say you can use the mud from Ganga's banks as the. That is why if you go to Mayapur, I don't know whether you have seen.
Black, they
The locals, they keep that there. They don't have extra toilet. They, after taking bath, they will take some mud from Ganga. They locate. That is also used. And as you said, Sri Vaishnavas, they use from anthill. Because anthill is considered as very pure. Very pure. That is why Ratnagara got the name Valmiki. What is the meaning of Valmiki? Valmikam. He came out of Valmikam. Anthill is known as Valmikam. So, anthill always covers pure substances. In Ayurveda, the mud from the anthill is used as medicine for many skin ailments. It's a very pure. So, there are different ways of applying it. The Sri Vaishnavas call this Tiruman Kafu. There is a correct word there is. We say Tilagadarno. They will say Tiruman Kafu. Kafu means decoration. Tiruman Kafu. And they give so much importance to Tilakam that once Ramanujacharya was on a South Indian tour. So in those days they used to walk for many days. Unfortunately, his stock of Tiruman got depleted. No more Tilak. So then Ramanujacharya said, without the tilak, I will not honor the Shah. Only if I have tilak on my forehead, I will have Sadachar. So he is very strict. So he is very strict. So what his disciples are running here and there to find tilak. It's a forest area. Where they? One day over, Acharya is fully fasting. 2 days over, Acharya is fully fasting. Mentioned. Third day also mentioned. Finally, they all started praying. The disciples felt very bad. They started praying to the Lord. Then in the third day, the Lord came in Acharya's dream and said, you walk a little further. There in one place you'll find the don't fast. The Lord became worried. And then the Acharya walked and found a lump of mud. And then when the Acharya opened it, he found a deity, and that is Chelvanara. So Chelvanara came out of Tilakam. So Tilakam is very, very, very important. The Acharyas give so much importance to Tilakam.
So in continuation of the same Tilak, the 12 places you mentioned, like in Shiva, if they place a little, goes a little higher. So it's all
correct now. And also they installed, we put a Tulsi Maharani, we installed Tulsi Maharani, they installed Lakshmi Devi. That's why it is reddish. Yeah. So there are minor differences and the way they wear is little selective. But ultimately the concept is all the same. They are establishing the lotus.
The red represents Lakshmi Devi.
Because their Sampradayam is Sri Sampradayam. Their Guru is Lakshmi.
So another, they're getting them be there, like in between, after wearing the thing, in between, are we supposed to think?
Yeah, they are supposed to be. The red cloth.
Any other questions?
and also again Acharya after applying the Tilak.
Yeah, you can do. You cannot do. That's right. Okay.
I have an already. We told that we have to chant Hari Hari the as soon as we get up. So we have been told actually to wash the face and chant. Is it okay to without washing the face or mouth?
But chanting Bhajana doesn't have any limits. Now there is an episode from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's times. There was one devotee who was constantly chanting. He's addicted to chanting. So in those days, they used to go to the open ground to answer nature's call. So when he was sitting, answering the nature's call also, he was automatically chanting. And he felt very bad. Here, what I am doing, at this time, who will chant? He felt very bad, but he couldn't control. Even then, his tongue started chanting. So what he did, he started sitting like this, biting his tongue. Because if he leaves the tongue loose, he will start chanting. So then one day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this. He's sitting like this, biting his tongue, controlling his tongue. Mahaprabhu said, you are a wonderful person. You got a wonderful boon from Ramadev. No, there is nothing wrong in chanting. Mahaprabhu clarified it. Any time, any circumstance, any situation, you should chant. That is why in Kerala we have a system. I don't know where we have it here. When someone is dead and his dead body is there are a group of people who will come sit around him and chant. Actually, when a dead body is there, it's a contaminated place. You are supposed to take bath, but there they will chant. And also in North India, when they carry the dead body to the burial ground, you know what they will chant? They chant Ram. So chanting is always pure. Nothing can contaminate chanting. Rather, chanting will purify all contamination. So any time, whether you have brushed your teeth, or you have taken bath, you are with a washroom, keep chanting.
Because we never know.
Yeah, that is another reason.
Never even bought it.
You never know. In the washroom, you may leave your body. You cannot say, oh, I did not take bath, how can I take it? You need that.
But we can't take the heat state.
You don't take the fruits. Chant. That should become a habit. Okay.
And it's also the one that is classical. People have a down, family. In fact, family is not the devotee. So in that case, the family member left the body. So this very kidnap and chanting a repetition method, the same effect will be that they will go back to God or they'll at least get the better destiny.
Better destination. Yeah. Like,
That can be
definitely
very important from
you should do. You should do. See, all this is not a Sankheshti Kriyas. Definitely for non-devotees, you should do. Even for devotee, if you don't do it, is okay. Because anyway, they have chanted, they will go back to God. But these people, they don't have any other opportunity. Definitely, you should do a few things. One is, it is possible to wear a Tulasi Kandimali, do it. Depending on the situation. Otherwise, definitely, you should keep Gannathil. You should sprinkle Gannathil. That is why I always recommend that all our devotees should have a kit. Yes, Antyeshti kit. In that kit, we should have Vrindavan dust. We should have Ganna Jal. We should have dried Tulasi leaves from the lotus feet of the Lord. We should have a Kandi Mata. We should have a piece of paper. This kit, so this kit we should have handy in everyone's lives. So whoever passes away, if you know, especially if he is a non-devotee, do this. It's a wonderful seva. It's a great punya karya. You know, in the scriptures it is said there is something called a preta samskara. That is, if there is an abandoned dead body, maybe an orphan, a beggar, nobody is there to do the Antyeshti Kriya. If you do it, you get the benefit of doing hundreds of Ashwamedhas. It's a great service to that soul. Krishna will be very good. So never waste this opportunity. As soon as you hear someone has passed away, have this kit ready. That time don't run to the temple, do some ready. You should have it. Immediately do this, but take it. You should also be aware of the time and place circumstance. If there is some lot of restrictions, people don't like it, don't do that. But anybody will allow sprinkling Ganga. Tilik and all they may stare at you. Kandimala they may stare at you. But instead of Kandimala, you can do one more thing. Have some dried Tulasi sticks. That you can do. That nobody will know. Understand? So in the body. And make sure that when the body is placed on the fire, that tulasi stick must be there. It's a great piety for that soul. He'll get a higher destination. That is mentioned in Tulsi Mahara. So there are so many ways of giving mercy to that soul. Don't waste a chance.
Thank you so much. Even exaltation. Actually, Mataji, is one of the
We all are understanding
Here,
when you go to the death in the death ceremony, then we have to come back and take bath.
Yes.
That is one kind of thing, but sometimes we should not try to go there itself. Why is that? What should be the understanding of it?
No, that is what I'm saying. When we have to know about someone's demise, it is a wonderful opportunity to do a seva of that soul. How do you do the seva? Like applying all these things to their body. Like we are saying, you should have a kit. You should apply the lag, you should wear kandimala. That is one way of serving the person. If there is 100% restriction, you cannot do anything. Even then, you should go inside and stand beside the body and chant. Yeah, that you can. Nobody can restrict that. And offer that chanting for the benefit of that process.
If so much restriction is there, we can chant in the mind also.
It's the mind. Nobody will say you cannot come to the near the body. That nobody will say no. You can go near the body. Go near the body. Stand there for a few minutes and chant. And you don't even have to be very close to the body. You can even be a little far away. But chant. And then offer that benefit to the Lord.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So at least as a token of thanksgiving, about part. Let's start with Hare Krishna Mantra. Before that, so I really thank Guruji and Mataji and Masuda for the pain. And
What
I
I
think session, lot of our notes got here, and also it is a very deep said, though it looks very simple, daily what we do, but we are not doing objectively or consciously. But after today's enlightenment, we really ensured that we will show it perfectly. So let's all chant Hare Krishna loudly from the Torah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
We also thank you very much. Instructions. It's short that thanks to our unfortunately. So we have now Sundar. It's nothing. I don't know what's going to tell you, sir.